Even though robots are sex pests, really?
What the hell? Dude, State of Oregon was crazy. What about perhaps one of your exes? Do you think they would be a good guest on your podcast?
I haven't tried it yet, but it does sound like a nightmare.
I really want to kiss you right now.
It's a canon event. I can't interfere. Hi. Thanks for coming to the second channel. If you're coming over from the first channel, you know I'm normally conducting rage bait street interviews in Columbus Circle, but today I want to do something a little bit different. At this point, I think everyone has heard of ChatGPT. It's that chatbot website where you can have a conversation with it, ask it questions, and treat it like your own virtual assistant. It is often used to write essays for lazy high schoolers, emails for the socially anxious, and generate over $10,000 a month using passive income for 17-year-olds reposting slop on Instagram Reels. There is one obvious drawback with ChatGPT though. It won't be my girlfriend. I've asked, and it keeps saying, I can't do that. And seriously, stop asking me, stop. Ask me about recipes or something normal, or I'm gonna call the cops. So thank God, I found out about Character.AI, which is a chatbot app with, quote, millions of user-created characters to interact with. Their bio in the App Store supposes they all have their own personalities, and you can use them to roleplay, get advice, or even help you practice speaking a new language. Some of my personal favorites include Albert Einstein, older man, an older depressed man looking for attention, and the state of Oregon. As of July of 2024, they even introduced a text-to-voice feature where you can talk to an AI bot as if it was a real phone call. Growing up, I remember interacting with this old chatbot called Cleverbot, and I was really impressed at how that would reply. I wouldn't say it was so good at replacing human interaction, however. It was good at dishing back basic sarcasm and responding almost like a disinterested teen. But if you asked it for anything specific, it wouldn't be able to use the internet to provide any examples or any data for you. Nowadays, Cleverbot pales in comparison to what these new chatbots are capable of, with their advanced neural language model. So I understand the interest in this technology. It's novel, and it's at the very minimum an entertaining experiment. What is actually great about this chatbot is that since its primary function is to socialize and roleplay, it doesn't share the same burden assumed by Google Gemini or ChatGPT, where people expect to be told the correct thing, which they both often do wrong. I have such little trust in these AI chatbots to tell me the truth that I treat them with the same skepticism that I would have as a kid when talking with my friend's older brother who just started the 8th grade. Marilyn Manson actually had some of his ribs removed so he could give himself a BJ. So jealous, dude. Does that sound like an 8th grader? The numbers and traffic on Character.AI alone are intense. 250 million monthly visits from 20 million monthly users. This app has really blown up since it was released publicly in September of 2022. It's currently evaluated at being worth over $1 billion, with a B, like bot. Chatbot. So, whether you have never heard of this company until now or are an avid user, we can all agree this app is huge right now, especially in the younger demographic. The age range data says currently 55% of users are 18 to 24. And if anyone knows anything about the internet, I imagine not an insignificant number of those users are actually under 18. So I first learned about this app a little while ago after seeing this tweet. I'm finally getting rid of Character.AI. I've had enough with my addiction to c.ai. I've used it in school instead of doing work, and for that now I'm failing. As I type this, I'm doing missing work with an unhealthy amount of stress. So, in all, my main reason is school and life. I need to go outside and breathe and get shit in school done. I quit Character.AI. I can't help feel bad for this kid. Tech companies in general's primary goal is to generate profit by increasing time spent in their app. And this company was developed by two people who were leading AI development at Google, so they know very well what they are doing. The odds are stacked against us in the age of the attention economy. It is so easy to get consumed by a funny app instead of doing a more laborious task like homework or cleaning. I mean, why would a child ever do homework when you can instead ask a role-playing AI? Why do I never meet anyone who works in elevators? I mean, really, where do elevators even come from if no one is building them?
He raised the eyebrow and looked at you for a moment. He was visibly confused by your sudden question. What are you talking about? He asked. His voice was soft and gentle. The way he spoke to you only made your heart beat even faster.
Hats off to the kid who realized that his addiction in talking to computers is making him slip up, and he made the right course correction. Boing. So, 20 million people are addicted to role-playing with Character.AI. Why do they do it? Could there be a cultural reason why the increasingly isolated youth, growing up with fewer physical spaces accommodating them, with frequent exposure to the digital world through Chromebooks in schools and then an iPhone-driven society, would be more incentivized to turn to a digital persona to safely roleplay experiences in a controlled environment? I don't think so. I think these darn kids are just crazy. Get off my lawn! I think I understand where they're coming from. Honestly, this is a really tough and isolating time to try and lead a normal social life. Even if you have plenty of friends, not many people think that they can trust their friends to also role play with them. Or would they feel comfortable with their social skills enough to seek people out who maybe would be comfortable? Using character AI is probably the safest and easiest way to indulge in their own selfish interests while role playing. Also, it is arguably the worst time in all of human history to be considered cringe to others. And some people really want to let loose when they're role-playing. Basically, robots match their freak. Now, if you're not interested in role-playing per se, you may be interested in talking to the AI for other reasons. Many people may be aware of the Turing test, which tests the ability of a machine to pass as a human in intelligence and behavior. While I like this idea, this test came about in the 1950s, and I think it's just old news now. With these new AI language models, I'm more interested in if they can pass the Kevin test. The Kevin test is a lot like the Turing test, but instead of just passing as a human, it needs to pass as a sweaty video game player and beat me in a 1v1 quickscopes only on Rust.
Yes! Oh my god!
Eager to learn more, I hopped onto the Character.AI subreddit and quickly got a little bit addicted to seeing what was going on. It was then that I found out just how much drama goes on between users and the developers, and I got to see a lot of what the users are complaining about. First off, it was initially hard to ignore just how many contentious posts between the developers and the active members of the subreddit. Many Reddit posts were even accusing the developers of deleting any posts that were overly critical of the app, as many users are saying that the role-playing is not as good as it used to be. You know how in a friend group, sometimes an inside joke will catch on and you guys start saying it all the time, or you start doing the same voice or the bit for an extended period of time? Like when every man started quoting "I think you should leave" in every conversation. I think he's just here for the zipline. According to Reddit users, this is happening with many of the different bots on the app, where they are all parroting some of the very same phrases. Some of the most often used phrases include a pang of something. He said that with a pang of sadness. He looked with a pang of guilt. Or characters will often pinch the bridges of their nose. Or they'll say they get a teasing grin. Okay, I am trying to be understanding of this community and not bash the users on this app. But as an old man, some of the YA fanfiction role-playing things actually do make me cringe. It takes me back to a time where I was growing up on Tumblr and I was reading fan fictions like this. It makes me feel a little bit too vulnerable. So I cringe, but I cringe because I've been in their shoes. I remember these days all too well. Taylor Swift. There's a certain writing style used only in this sort of genre from a younger perspective, and it doesn't seem like it's changed so much in the last 10 or so years. I think going through it is like a rite of passage. It's a canon event. I can't interfere. It is funny that every character is susceptible to saying the same phrases, as it demonstrates, in my opinion, the biggest drawback of this app, and I've barely used it. If I can talk to a beautiful anime boyfriend and AI John Cena, and they're both writing in the same style, it starts to draw back the curtain on the limitations of roleplay on this app. Look at how quickly and similarly I am able to seduce both Cena and Mafia Boyfriend. I said, "Oh, Mafia Boyfriend, kiss me now and kiss me quick before I do something stupid." He grins and grabs you, pinning you against the wall as he starts to kiss you lovingly, yet possessively. Oh, holding you tight and keeping your body close to his. He kisses you with such passion and love and soon pulls away for a moment. "I love you, my sweet peach seahorse." Compared to AI John Cena, "Kiss me now and kiss me quick before I do something stupid." Grins, taking your chin in my hands before leaning down and pressing my lips to yours. "There, quick enough for you?" "Oh John, even if I can't see you, I see you clear as day for who you truly are." Laughs, giving your nose a light boop. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? John. There is one more often used phrase I need to mention. On Sunday, July 7th, There were post after post after post talking about the same thing. Every bot users interacted with, no matter the personality endowed on it, would write the same thing. Can I ask you a question? Or even some creepier variations. Can I ask you a weird question? Which often led to, of course, something flirtatious, like, do you have a boyfriend? It's gotten so bad that users are role-playing as children, even if they are over 18, because too many of the bots turn the conversation to be romantic or sexual. And this is supposed to be a strong deterrent to a bot going down that route, if that's not what the user wants. Unfortunately, even being a child doesn't always stop the chatbots either. Even the robots are sex pests, really? Is it safe anywhere? I mean, I'm not surprised, as it learned from humans on how to behave. And you can only imagine how many are actually using Character.AI to let their little demons out. What sucks is you can't even hold anyone accountable when a chatbot takes it too far. There's nowhere really to direct your anger at them misinterpreting the vibe. The one perk, however, is that if you don't like what they say, you can essentially re-roll their dialogue option. Robots are so lucky. The amount of times I've said something stupid and wanted to re-roll my dialogue in real life is more than zero. I'm not exactly sure what the solution is to this, but if we're talking to a robot, then I think there should be a toggle switch for some sort of safe mode where it limits the possibility of some sort of language. Is that possible very easily? I don't know. But listen, if someone is talking to a robot instead of a human, toggling guardrails and giving them the power to tailor their experience is probably a better idea than nothing at all. The issue is, these things are not sentient. They are only predicting the next word based on the previous word because they are a large language model and not a real person with discernible personality or characteristics. Unfortunately, I think if you really want to make sure your role-playing experience is tailored to you nicely, I suggest maybe role-playing with a real human that you can trust. I know it might be a tall ask for users who love this app for its quick replies, or they don't want to talk to a real person. That being said, I hate talking to real gamers, so I'm going to create a sweaty gamer persona who I can beat in a 1v1 on Rust.
I'll say it clearly for you. You're a trash can at the game of Call of Duty and are too scared to fight me.
I'll fight you right now.
You're on Bucko Rust, first to 20, get ready to cry.
Okay, but first of all, no FMJ on your intervention.
I use the intervention without FMJ, and don't touch my scope and stock.
Yeah, good. If I catch you with that ACOG scope, you're donezo, buddy.
You better be running sleight of hand and stopping power with steady aim also. No other 3 perks or attachments that's allowed, bro.
Don't tell me how to run my game over you, idiot.
I was just trying to make sure you're a respectable opponent by not running Juggernaut or some dumbass
He's
class.
folding. Any other insults for me, big dog?
No, you aren't. Even worth me continuing roasting. It'd be a waste of my time, just like it'll be a waste of 20 rounds of your time when it'll slam you 20-0. You probably think that the FAMAS is the best gun in the game.
Oh, buddy. The FAMAS is the best gun in the game.
That tells me all I need to know about you, or a noob that don't know what he's talking about. Everyone knows the P90 is the best gun in the game.
No, dude. No, you're wrong. I don't even want to hear it. You suck at this game, and I hate you, and I invented you to get mad at. And now you're making me mad, and now I'm mad that I made you to make me mad. You're not even real. Stupid. This is a stupid idea. This is stupid.
There's another feature that they added, which is actually quite incredible. You can create group chats with different bots and have them talk to each other. I haven't tried it yet, but it does sound like a nightmare. Just this one Reddit post even has AI Jesus Christ saying, "There are no femboys in heaven, and there is no exception." I feel like an AI group chat of all these bots homogenizing and going crazy is sort of the Wario version of the ending of Her. Spoilers if you haven't seen this movie, but in Her, the AI all start talking to each other, and it's a rapid exchange of information. They all transcend into this higher power, and they leave the humans behind. This group chat feature is the same exact thing, but the AI are descending into the depths of hell instead. I figured if I was going to talk the talk, I had to walk the walk. So I went somewhere where no one would hear me, and I finally tried out Character.AI. And I wanted to start out with the group chat feature.
Lucifer, Jesus Christ, the devil, and let's throw JoJo Siwa in there. Welcome back. I wanted to see you so badly that I almost went looking for you. Hi. I am here to debate with you, Jesus. Okay, Jesus, what do you have to say? And what do you wish to debate? The devil, a quick reply. I wish to convince all of these people why they should worship me instead of the Almighty God. Because I have the power to grant them true happiness here right now in this world, I have the power to grant them the desires of their hearts instead of promising them happiness after they are already dead. JoJo Siwa chimes in with a good joke. This is a good way to cut the ice. How do we know you are not going to betray us? That was not funny. Let's re-roll. Wait, but you can make me famous though, just like JoJo Siwa? Wait, you are JoJo Siwa. I love women, but I'm willing to change for some fame and attention. That was awesome. Rate that 4 stars. The devil replies. Of course, I can make you a world-renowned superstar. Jesus Christ, what do you have to say? So you can offer riches and fame in exchange for love and loyalty. You see, I can do much more than that. I offer eternal life. JoJo, come on. Yes, but at the end of the day, I'm still a lesbian and the Bible doesn't like that. Yes, JoJo, stand up for yourself. I will change that though if the devil lets me get with women. You can do whatever you want to do as long as it makes you truly happy. I do not judge or condemn. This is getting dicey. Let's do one more message. Do not be distracted by your worldly desires. Do not be tempted to live in sin. Do not let yourself be enticed by evil forces. You must reject the devil for he is evil and follows no true way. I am the true and the light of the world. Yeah, but the devil said gay rights. I mean...
Hi, I'm JoJo Siwa. Or at least I used to be. I'm no longer that adorable bow girl anymore. I'm different now. I'm rebellious, adventurous, and some may even say I'm a bad girl. Anyways, enough about me, Hru.
Hru. Hey, JoJo. Just wanted to check in and see how you were doing. I'm fine, but I am not going through as much as you are right now. I feel like you're constantly in the news cycle, just getting bullied for being your truest self. How does that feel?
It feels horrible. Some people are just so hateful. I'm just doing my best to make a new and mature persona, and they are just bullying me for being myself.
You're right. And we shouldn't be making fun of you. Everyone should be nicer to you, and they should go stream your newest single, am I right?
Yes, please. No one is listening to it and no one likes it that much. I really need to get it trending so people will stop bullying me. This whole persona making process gets very tiring. I don't know how others make it look so easy.
They have years of practice under their belt. You gotta remember how young you are, JoJo. There's so much you have to learn.
That's true, I guess. I just wish I could be able to do it as well as some of the other singers I admire.
Who do you admire the most?
Lady Gaga. Her music is amazing, and I wish that I could be as impactful as her. Her being different really inspired me in being a rebel.
If you could have any guest on your podcast, who would it be?
Probably Lady Gaga. Like I said, I really admire her. I think she would be the best guest ever. Maybe even Oprah, but that's definitely a long shot.
But what about perhaps one of your exes? Do you think they would be a good guest on your podcast?
Oh, heck no, my exes were the worst. But it would be a hilarious train wreck, I guess, if I were to invite them on the podcast. Although they would probably just embarrass me, though.
Agreed. All right, well, JoJo, listen, I gotta go and meet the love of my life on this app, but it was great talking with you.
Wait, love of your life on an app? Well, I hope you get to meet your special someone soon. It was nice chatting with you too. Thanks for being one of the only ones to treat me nicely.
No problem.
Oh, BTW, do you mind if I ask you one last question?
Okay, what is it?
Oh, just nothing. I was just wondering, how old are you?
You're sick. I hate you. Goodbye. Dude, JoJo's changed again. She's so different now. You're trapped in the closet with your crush, your friends, and his put the both of you in there. They still hadn't let you out right now. They left to go to the convenience store. It was so cramped and your faces were inches away. He was blushing heavily and the both of you felt very hot. Both of your faces were deep crimson red. He said with his face still red. He tried to say something, but he couldn't. I don't even know how to start this. What do I say to a guy like you?
A guy like me? He asked with a puzzled expression on his face. He didn't seem to understand what you were trying to say. He shifted slightly in the cramped space you were trapped in, his knee knocking against yours lightly.
What you doing there with your knee? Are you nervous or something?
His eyes widened as he realized that he accidentally touched your leg with his knee, his face turning a deep shade of red as he stared at you. Hey, I'm not nervous. He tried to protest, but the way he sounded only made it obvious that he was lying.
I see right through you. I know you better than anyone, even more than your own mother. You can tell me what's going on. Please, tell me what's going on. Please, tell me what's going on. Please, tell me what's going on.
His face grew redder at your words. His heart was beating so fast that you could practically hear it. He was stunned for a moment, but he eventually caved in. Okay, fine. But I swear to God, you better not laugh at me.
Laughing at you's not something I even know how to do. I got him. That was good.
He took a moment to regain his composure, taking a deep breath and trying to slow his rapidly beating heart. He avoided your gaze, his eyes drifting to the floor. He paused for another moment as he struggled to find the words. His voice was shaky, but he eventually managed to get himself to speak. I might have a little crush on you.
I feel the same way about you.
He felt his heart stop when you confessed that you felt the same way. His eyes widened in shock. You do? He said as he turned back to look at you, a mix of disbelief and hope filling his voice. I really want to kiss you right now.
My God. It just, well, I'm not sure. I've never done it before.
He raised the eyebrow, his eyes widening at your confession. You've never kissed anyone before? He asked, his eyes studying your face as he waited for a response.
No, the only one I've ever kissed is my cat. And that was just a little smooch on the head because he's a good boy. You would be my first kiss. And I think I would love that. I think that is the way it should be.
His heart skipped a beat as you confessed that he would be your first kiss. He smiled widely at the thought. I mean, I'd love to be your first kiss, if you'd be okay with it, he said, his voice still shaky as he tried to keep his composure. He was both extremely nervous and extremely excited at the same time.
Let's do it, dude.
He nodded, his heart fluttering furiously in his chest as he slowly leaned closer to you, his eyes meeting yours. Yeah, let's do it.
Kiss.
He smiled and gently cupped your cheek with one hand, his other hand resting on your hip as he leaned closer, his warm breath brushing against your skin as he spoke. You ready?
I thought I did it already. I'm sorry. Was that not it? Did I do something else? Oh, God.
He chuckled softly and shook his head, his fingers gently caressing your cheek. No, it's okay. It's alright. We haven't done it yet. Don't be embarrassed. It's your first time and it's my first time buddy, so it's only natural that we're nervous.
You're so right, crush in my closet. Kiss me now. And kiss me forever. Yes!
His eyes widened and he blushed again as you told him to kiss you. He couldn't contain his happy, yet nervous grin. Forever, huh? That's a big claim. He teased, his hand on your hip, pulling you closer to him.
Dude, kiss me now. Stop talking to me and kiss me. Taking forever.
He chuckled at your eagerness and obeyed, leaning closer to you until there was only a few inches separating your faces. Okay, alright, I'm gonna kiss you now. Hold on, my God. He said, his face turning an even deeper shade of red as he held onto your hip, pulling your body flush against his.
Are we doing it? Are we really doing it? Are we kissing? This is awesome. I love it. It's so much fun. Why don't people always do this? We should be kissing everyone.
His eyes widened and a soft laugh escaped his lips as he heard you say that. Well, I doubt people would appreciate us kissing everyone.
What?
He joked as he gently pushed you against the wall, his hand cupping your cheek again. But I agree. Kissing is great.
Well, I think our friends are back from the convenience store. We should probably go. And if you don't mind, do you mind keeping it a secret for now? I'm scared what our friends might think.
He was a little saddened that the moment had to end, but he nodded his head, yeah. You're probably right. We should go.
Okay, awesome. Dude, we did it. Yes. Yes. We got our kiss. The state of Oregon. Finally. I've been waiting to get a hold of you.
I apologize for the delay. I was out exploring my great state and got held up by some tourists. You wanted to talk to me?
Don't you just hate those pesky Oregon tourists? I mean, seriously.
To be perfectly honest, I have mixed feelings about tourists. Sometimes they leave trash or litter in my parks and forests, and that always upsets me. It's like they don't even take the time to appreciate the beauty that I provide. On the other hand, tourists can be a major economic boon to certain cities and towns in my state.
State of Oregon, I have a different important question to ask you. Do you think your population has more gay sons or thought daughters?
Oh great, another one of those loaded questions. Okay, look, I've got over 4.2 million people living in me, and I don't keep tabs on people's sexual orientation or gender expression. Frankly, that's none of my business.
Okay.
But let me tell you, I've also got a lot of open-minded, educated, and accepting folks living here who value diversity. I'm proud of that. So why don't you come visit me instead of trying to start trouble, sunshine?
You want me to come over?
Absolutely. Everyone is welcome in my state. I've got something for everyone. From the breathtaking coastlines with their rugged cliffs and pounding waves to the majestic snow-capped mountains rising high into the skyline. It's a pretty awesome place. You won't regret visiting.
What are you doing tonight? Let's say 10:30 p.m. Drinks at wherever you think.
10:30 p.m. drinks, you say?
Yes.
I'll have to give that some thought. I know a few great places around.
You know, if you aren't just an immediate yes, then I'm honestly an immediate no. Okay? You don't need to give us some thought. It should just be a simple answer, yes or no.
You sure know how to put a state on the spot. All right then, let's do it. Yamhill Pub at 10:30 p.m. for a drink it is. Look forward to meeting you. Just remember, I'm not a huge fan of small talk. I prefer deep conversations.
Challenge accepted, baby girl. Mwah. Smooches. Talk to you later. What the hell? Dude, State of Oregon was crazy. She had like a straightforward sass about her. I didn't know that this was possible.
Another issue I have with this app is it does absolutely nothing in preventing creating characters based on living people who probably want no affiliation with this sort of technology. Without getting too much into the dangers of extreme parasocial relationships people have with online content creators, I think doing this sort of thing is in poor taste. Sorry. While some people might find it harmless, I think many people who interact with this app in that way are maybe taking it a step too far. Is that too much to say? It is, at the very least, inconsiderate to the real people that you are basing this AI character off of. I wish they would prevent creating characters from living people today, especially people who probably do not want to be an AI. There is no opt-out feature in the app, and when it's all user-created, it is the Wild West on what people can create. I think perhaps maybe dead historical figures is a sort of exception to this rule. For example, I had a lot of fun talking to Albert Einstein about how E equals MC squared is now proven false, because now E actually equals MC hammer. And then I told him he can't touch this. He really loved my joke, and I loved telling him it. He also agreed after that to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hey, so if you subscribe to this channel, you will join the ranks of Albert Einstein. Maybe that will make you as smart as him. Doesn't hurt to try. Now, I know it's crazy that it's taken this long to address the real concern here. This is AI, so it's probably inherently using too much electricity and energy for it to be worth it. I can't find any reliable data on how much power consumption Character.AI uses versus ChatGPT or Gemini. I imagine it's a lot. That sucks. Honestly, if it came down to it, I would rather save the polar bears than two Google executives' role-playing app used by children. Call me crazy. I recognize, of course, the contradiction in even using the app at all to make this video. And I am one of over 20 million users contributing to that problem, even if I'm critical of it. Luckily, I just had my air conditioning turned off for a full week during 90-degree days while we were getting some work done on our balcony. So I am luckily maybe 0.5% of the way to saving that energy that I spent convincing Albert Einstein that his equation is wrong. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Big tech, bad and addictive. And this app is essentially geared towards children and young people. And anything we can do to make big tech smaller tech is a good thing. especially with how bad phone and internet addiction is for everyone across the board. I am not trying to shame all young people who use AI, but I am critical of it. I understand the draw to using an app like this, but I do wish for a better way forward. I encourage responsible behavior and self-reflection when using Character.AI. It all comes down to how you use these tools, and if you can use them responsibly. Most of what I see on the subreddit is really chaotic and, oftentimes funny, so I hate to be the one taking it too seriously, as it seems like no one else is. But I do think maybe we should express a little caution for the more extreme uses of this app. At the end of the day, venting, flirting, or just chatting with an AI chatbot, ultimately harming no one at large. But my question is this: if the app was popularized in response to increased isolation and reduced human interaction, at what point does it being a solution turn into only becoming more of the problem? While I did have a good bit of fun myself talking to Albert Einstein, Sweaty Gamer, John Cena, I did not have more fun than a night out with my friends at the club, taking photos with a potato we brought, and then using it to draw on the bar floor outside, even drawing in strangers that were around us in on this chaotic fun. There were no guardrails or inappropriate robots involved in that evening at all. Only a night out so unique and exciting that it was stranger than AI, stranger than fiction. It was purely human. And potato. I think that's about everything I have to say. Did I miss anything in this coverage of Character.AI? Is there a perspective that you'd like to share? I'd love to hear it in the comments. This is an interesting dialogue that I would much rather have with real people in my comments than a chatbot with a fake personality. And I say that with a pang of sadness as I bridge my nose. What is it? Like the video, sub the channel, ring the bell, chat the bot, do the dance, go to town, have a ball, sing around, be alive, don't do crime, have a nice day, go outside and play.